Hello, Stoic warriors. Why do some people seem to thrive under pressure while others crumble? It's not luck, it's personal excellence. The Stoics understood this, and they left behind a roadmap for us to follow. Today, I'll reveal 5 traits that every strong individual must master, and by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to become unbreakable in the face of any challenge. Trait 1. The Fortress of Composure. Epictetus said, "When something external troubles you, it's not the thing itself, but your judgment of it." This principle forms the foundation of what I call the Fortress of Composure. Imagine your mind as a stronghold, its gates unyielding against the chaos outside. True strength doesn't come from suppressing emotions, but from understanding them and choosing your response with intention. Think about the last time you were overwhelmed by anger or fear. Did you pause and reflect, or did you act on impulse? A resilient person is like a lighthouse during a storm, guiding with clarity while being unshaken by the crashing waves. Building this fortress requires daily effort, mindfulness practices, journaling, and the ability to step back before reacting. Let me ask you, what if every decision you made came from a place of calm deliberation? How different would your life look? Trait 2. The Compass of Control. Cleanthes, an early Stoic, once said, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." This quote reminds us that while we can't control the winds, we can always adjust our sails. Strength lies in knowing where your influence begins and ends and focusing entirely on what you can change. Let me tell you a story. There was a farmer whose land was struck by a terrible drought. His neighbors panicked, cursing the weather, complaining to anyone who would listen. But the farmer? He didn't waste a moment fretting over the skies. Instead, he dug deeper wells, planted drought-resistant crops, and bartered with nearby farms for water. By the end of the season, his yield was smaller, but it was something, while the others had nothing. The lesson? The drought was outside his control, but his preparation and actions weren't. Resilient individuals are like this farmer. They don't spend energy fighting the inevitable. Instead, they laser focus on what they can change. Their actions, their mindset, their effort. Ask yourself, are you burning energy on things that are out of your hands? Or are you steering your life with the compass of control? Trait 3. The Anchor of Self-Discipline. Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Discipline is the anchor that keeps us steady no matter how rough the seas of life become. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. Every time you choose effort over excuses, you strengthen that anchor. But how do you build this kind of radical self-discipline? Here are 3 actionable steps to get started. Start small, but start now. Discipline doesn't begin with grand gestures. It starts with small daily commitments. Pick one habit, just one. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier or committing to 10 minutes of exercise a day. Small wins compound into massive results over time. Eliminate decision fatigue. The more decisions you make in a day, the harder it is to stay disciplined. Simplify your environment. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Prepare meals ahead of time. Create systems that make it easier to stick to your commitments. As the Stoics might say, remove obstacles to virtue. Develop a reset routine. Even the most disciplined people slip up. The difference is that they don't let one bad day spiral into a bad week. When you fall off track, have a reset plan in place. Reflect on what happened, adjust if needed, and start fresh the next day. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine you're a ship crossing an ocean. Radical self-discipline is your anchor during storms and your compass during calm waters. Without it, you drift aimlessly. With it, you chart your course and reach your destination. So, what's your first step to strengthening your anchor? Trait 4. The courage to fail. Courage isn't just about charging into danger, it's about facing the possibility of failure and rising again. Seneca said, A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Failure isn't the end. It's the refining process that makes us stronger, sharper, and more resilient. History is full of examples of people who turned failures into success stories. Considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan. He was cut from his high school varsity basketball team. Instead of giving up, he used that rejection as fuel, training tirelessly to prove he belonged. Early in her career, Oprah Winfrey was fired from a television job and told she wasn't suited for TV. Today, she's one of the most influential media moguls in history. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed, I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work," when working on the light bulb. Each failure brought him closer to success. Before creating the global empire we know today, Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and faced multiple bankruptcies trying to get his business off the ground. The common thread among these people is their willingness to embrace failure as part of the journey. Each setback was a lesson, not a defeat. Now, imagine if you redefined failure in your life. What if, instead of fearing it, you saw it as a stepping stone to success? Remember, courage isn't about avoiding failure, it's about daring to keep going when it happens. Trait 5, humility and perspective. Finally, true strength comes from humility. The Stoics were masters of keeping their egos in check. "Do not pretend to understand what you do not," said Marcus Aurelius. Humility allows you to learn, adapt, and grow. It reminds you that even the strongest individuals are still students of life. Resilience is a practice. Master these traits and thrive. Which Stoic principle will you apply today? Share in the comments.